Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's presentation is about submitting in MethodsX. MethodsX is a journal about research methods. Today's presentation is a part of a playlist on open science. I hope you watched previous videos and that you are benefiting from them. Now, the objective of today's presentation is to show you how to write a methods article and how to submit this manuscript in a journal. The content of the presentation is mainly introduction, followed by a quality description of the quality and ownership of the data method, how to prepare your submission, how to do the submission, how to communicate with the editor, and some takeaway messages. Let's start now with the introduction. As you know, why it's important to share methods or research methodologies or protocols, because it's very relevant in the open science movement. Sharing of methods promises to speed up discoveries, improve reproducibility, and expand economic development. Also, it promotes a more accurate verification of scientific results, and funders and publishers ask to share methods and consider themselves proprietary from collection to publication. This means that you will need to be open and transparent about your methods. Now, what is the scope of a methods article? If you are publishing a methods article, what would be the scope? Well, it will be mainly to be able that others or the scientific community use your research method or your protocol regardless of the results you produced. So here we are talking about method articles that describe new methods, protocol articles that describe new protocols, or even review articles of methods, meaning that you are assessing current understanding of methodological information on specific topic, comparing different methods that try to tackle certain problem or certain challenges. Now, I'm using specifically the MethodsX in Gold journal, which is a gold open access journal, which means that you have article processing charges, but there's other journals that publish methods. You can fetch them. I just prefer to start with this journal because I'm familiar with it. I review for it. I'm also in the process of becoming an editor. So here it is a multidisciplinary journal, and it allows to have a short template based on articles, so also the publication process is not complicated, and it's relatively fast and going forward, and it has impact factor. Now let's talk about the quality and the ownership of the method or of the protocol that you want first to publish. So you need at the beginning to distinguish the method owner. Who owns this method? Is it you as a principal investigator? Is it your institution? Or is it the funding agency? This is very important. But in general, we are talking here about very short templated articles. They are describing a novel scientific method or a protocol or a useful modification, and they must include evidence of that method or of the protocol's efficiency in comparison with existing methods. So this is regarding the quality and the ownership. Now it's very important here to distinguish the originality of the work, and you have to make sure that the original method have to be produced by the author at a recognized professional research or academic institution, and you need to distinguish the method owners and the other function like we mentioned before. Now let's move to the third part, which is how can I prepare my submission in MethodsX. Now MethodsX is a web journal that I'm using in this presentation. If you have other alternatives, don't hesitate to use them. But first of all, the first logical step is to consult the guide of authors to make sure that you are complying with the requirement. And then for this journal, MethodsX, they have a template. I strongly recommend that you use this template directly. This template can be having, depending on the different type of your articles. So let's say, first of all, what are the different types of articles I can write? The most common one is the methods or the article, the protocol article. As you can see, the content will be simple for the template. You need to have an abstract, graphical abstract, specification table, the method or your protocol description in detail for reproducibility, including figures and tables. And then you need to have an ethical statement, credit statement of contributors, and up to 25 references. This is in the case you want to submit a methods or a protocol article. However, if you want to submit a review article on methods, which means that you are reviewing different methods or different protocols and comparing them and creating a kind of conclusion based on the comparison, then we call it a review article. Here you will need a different template structure. You will have to submit an abstract, review highlights, graphical abstract, specification table, method, protocol description in detail, evaluating them based on their strengths and limitation, and you need to have a discussion section talking about the different aspects related to the applicability of these methods. Then number 6, ethics statement, number 7, credit statement, and in number 8, you will need to have up to 100 references, more or less, compared to 25 in the classical methods article. So those are the main differences between a review article and a protocol or methods article. Now, how can you start with preparation? I advise you strongly to make sure, ask yourself, am I going to submit a methods article or a protocol article or a review article? And based on that, you download the template. Here, the templates are already available. They might be not so very visible, but it's better to download them from the website. And in general, you need to make sure that your method or your protocol is available. So in this sense, you need to have your protocol or your code or script already published. You can use Zenodo, Dataverse, or GitHub, for example. You need to deposit your protocol on a public repository. Like I say, Dataverse, for example, we use it commonly in our research, but there's a lot of tens of different data sets that can host your work. And you need to have the method that might be hosted with the article and make sure that the link works and that you have a DOI for your protocol or for your method so that you embed it in your article. It's very important to prepare for that. The question here, the following question will be how to write the protocol. Well, you need to have a kind of standardized way of writing your protocol or your methodology. Protocols, they have some best practices. Methods, not so much. If you're having a framework or approach or a method, it's not so formal. But if you have a protocol is more procedural and systematic. You need to follow these advices. So these advices, if you have a protocol, make sure that you document as you go. You write less and show more, visualizations here. Link and add templates and standardize as much as you can in your protocol. Deposit and document reagents. And communicate for sure and address reproducibility. So in case you are doing a protocol, the protocol should be ready to be used by others. It needs to be procedural and it needs to be operational. So these are some tips, general tips, if you are going to publish a protocol. Write your protocol according to these advices. Now you are done with writing your article and you are in the process of submission. Make sure that there is a process of submission. It starts with downloading the template of the choice from the journal page. Then you have to complete the different sections of the manuscript. And finally, you have to upload your manuscript into the editorial management platform. And this is simply an online manuscript submission system. The preferred template can be found on the website. And you can also upload your manuscript into the editorial management as mentioned. Now, this is the template of the MethodsX article. You can see some examples. It starts with the article information, article title, author, affiliation, corresponding authors, keywords, related research article, abstract, graphical abstract, specification table. In the specification table, we have subject area, more specific subject area, name of your method, name and references of the original method, the resource and availability. And then we leave this specification table to continue with the structure, moving into the description of the method details, ethical statements, credit author statement, acknowledgement, declaration of interest, supplementary material, and some references. So this is the template structure. As you can see, it is again listed here on the left side in case you are unable to read the very tiny text here. In the methods also, you need to talk about the data gathered using social media if you had any consent, if you have any anonymization, suggesting your reviewers, have a graphical abstract, have abbreviations, list of abbreviation, and formatting of the funding resources. Adding to that a cover letter, so you need to address the editor by having a cover letter indicating what is unique, what is novel, what is different in your method or your protocol or in your review, and then you can start the submission process. Allow me to give you some hints about the editors and how to communicate with the editor, because the editor will be the gatekeeper who will allow your article to be reviewed or not. First of all, it is the journal policy to just allow text revision. So if you are not having a good article, it will get rejected. If there is some minor revisions that are required, the paper can be accepted, and then you need to integrate those minor revisions. And you need to ask yourself the following questions. These are the criteria that the reviewers will use to judge your work. And therefore, you can use them to ask yourself also, after you finish your work, how far could you succeed in answering these questions? Question number 1. Are the technical steps logical and described with sufficient detail? This will be the first question that editors will ask to reviewers when they are evaluating your work. Are there any serious flaws, unsound methods that invalidate the study or make it not publishable? So this is the question number 1. Question number 2 from the editor to the reviewer regarding your article. Can others reproduce this method based on the protocols provided? Very simple question. Question number 3. Will this information be useful to others working in the field with this method? Here we're talking about the value and the relevance. And the question number 4 is about, are the manuscript's different sections complete or not? Meaning that, did the authors have a proper and very good acceptable abstract? Is there a graphical abstract that is interesting and visible? Is there the very good method description? Is there enough references and relevant references and recent references related to the work? So those are the sub-criteria for question number 4. And then we can proceed with question number 5. No results or discussion is allowed in a method validation, in a method article. So method validation details can be included, but no results of your methods need to be published. So it's very, very important because many people get confused. So here you don't need to talk about the results. And by that, we end up the editor's questions to the reviewer regarding your article. Also, we end up today's presentation, some takeaway messages before we terminate the presentation. I strongly advise you to publish in methods, articles, or journals. MethodX is one of them. And the question in this presentation was how to submit a method paper in Elsevier MethodX journal. MethodX journal publish detailed articles that describe methodological advances. And the method or the protocol must be made available and described in this submission. Submitted manuscript should be related to published research articles. So I strongly recommend you, if you have already an article that you published as a classical article and you had a very interesting methodology that you use in that article, take this methodology or this protocol out and publish it additionally as a method article. In this sense, you can link your method article to the original publication. If somebody would like to go further detail and read about the results and know about how this method produced certain specific or applied in a specific context, then they can refer to the original article. So again, the logical order here is that you publish your classical journal article using this novel or unique method or protocol, and then you only extract your method and protocol and republish it in MethodX as an example. Write your full article and submit it, then submit the method paper. This is exactly what I was saying. And here, the methodology must be well documented and allow for reproducibility and reuse. This is very important because many people, they just submit methods articles and you cannot understand how the work was done and how could it be replicated or reproduced. So make sure that the reproducibility is very present and there are systematic ways that others can reproduce the work. Well, this is the final tip of today's presentation. Today's presentation is a part of a playlist on open science. I hope you benefit from the presentation. Don't hesitate to watch next videos, future videos in this domain, and I wish you all of luck and good luck with submitting in MethodX. Thank you very much.